welcome to the Man United show. We are live and we're joined by Nathan Ellington. How you doing, Nathan? Happy Nathan Ellington tonight?
All good, all good.
Look at that winning smile.
That today.
And we're joined by Brentford FC royalty in B's former striker, Lloyd Owusu. How you doing, Lloyd?
Evening, chaps. How are you? All good. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. That's all right. First of all, how are you feeling tonight? Because after that first half, you must have felt you was well in it, and then Man United came out in the second half. It was completely different.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the first half, I saw the game. I thought Brentford looked really compact with and without the ball, and when they were attacking, they looked dangerous. And I was just saying to Nathan off air, when you have chances in these kind of big games, you've got to punish teams. And unfortunately for Brentford, they never did that. And obviously now we've lost the game 3-1. But mate, is it a positive for Brentford? Yes, it is, because they've had a good game against first half, especially against a good Man United team today. I must admit, Man United weren't so bad that people have been talking about in the past. They looked a bit more structured themselves. This formation looked much better for them today instead of that 4-2-2-2 now that I've been seeing in recent weeks. They look much better, a bit more width. So hopefully Brentford could take some pride from what they did in the first half, especially, and obviously when we play against the so-called lesser teams in the next coming weeks, hopefully try and pick up some wins.
Yeah, definitely. Although they have taken some scalps so far this season, you must be happy about it, especially that early win against Arsenal at the start of the season.
Yeah, of course. The first game of the season, we were fearless. We were coming for Brentford. It was the sort of unknown. We just go in and play our game, and that's what they've done all season. Look, we've got 23 points on the table, and I think if you say that beginning of the season, anyone would have said, yeah, we'll take that all day long. So look, we've got another 20 games left of the season to go. If we can keep going on the way we're going, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, definitely. Nathan, you came into this game worried, and for good reason. Brentford, solid team, well organised, play good football as well.
Yeah, well, I did say, Brentford, on their day, they can beat anyone. They've given a lot of teams trouble, and they gave us a lot of trouble first half. And like I was saying in the pre-match as well, I said De Gea needs to play well. He needs to be the key man. And to be honest, if he wasn't the key man first half, we could have found ourselves 2 or 3 down. So, it's good that I don't know what Rangnick did at halftime, but he made the real Man United. Well, I don't even know who the real Man United is at the minute, but a much better Man United come out second half and really take it to Brentford. And like I say, they needed to create something and make get a goal. And then see what they can do, and that's what they did in the end. They managed to get their goals, and Brentford didn't take theirs in the end. And it feels like a smash and grab still. It still does feel like a bit of a smash and grab, but in the end, it was comfortable. In the end,
I mean, can you really say it was a smash and grab? Like in the first half,
that was total annihilation.
Awful. Like they were bad. They were really bad. You couldn't string 2 or 3 passes together. It was just, there was no cohesion. It was really bad. But the second half, they came out with a lot more energy. Okay, it didn't start off great in the second half, but you got that goal. As soon as you got that goal, it started to click. Started to get more confident. Surely you've got to take something from that.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm sure Cristiano's not, because that's when it started opening up. He takes him off. And he brings on Maguire, and I fell asleep after that, to be fair. It was poor after. I didn't want to watch anymore after that.
What didn't help Maguire when he came on was his passing. It was so bad. It was off. It was way off. All right. What's Garth saying? Garth says, absolute Jekyll and Hyde performance from United. We were awful in the first half. Fair play for the lads. Turning it round in the second. 100%. Anthony's in the chat as well. Second half was a lot better, but still think CM needs signings. Do you feel like you're going to get someone in before that transfer window shuts, Nathan?
To be honest, I can't see much happening. I would like to see a defensive midfielder come in with energy. The few players that we've been linked with, if any one of those come in, I'll be happy. But I guess if the manager, I guess we're not sure who's going to come in next season. So for this manager to bring people in, it might not work out for the new manager who's coming in next season. So they might be just sitting there thinking, look, let's just hold our horses. We're not going to win the league this year. We're not going to win Champions League. We might get a cup, might get further in a cup or something. But let's just reset at the end of the season. That's what I would do if I was the, upstairs.
All right. Although he is going upstairs, and part of him being there was surely to be that kind of director of football, so that if a new manager does come in, they're still keeping to a similar sort of signings that they would do. Like, I think that's what he's meant to be in there for. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the player ratings. First and foremost, excellent first half. David De Gea. What do you think of him today, Nathan?
Obviously, had to play well to win this game. I'm going to have to give him, I would say I was going to go an 8, but we didn't get the clean sheet. So I'm going to go with a 7. He did really, really well to block. It was shots that should be saved. His positioning was really, really good. That made it a shot that looked like it should be saved. I mean, it was easier than it looked. So to be fair, he couldn't put a foot wrong. Didn't make the mistake for the goal either. It wasn't his fault. So I'm giving him a 7. Giving him a 7.
All right. David De Gea gets a 7. Lloyd. Lossley. Sorry. Lossell.
Yeah.
Jonas Lossell. What rating are you giving him today?
Look, you know what? Obviously, coming in for Fernandes, I thought he did okay. For someone who's obviously he's come on loan for Michelin, he's come into a team which has obviously battered a few goals against them. So he had to come in and sort of put a good performance in. I mean, early doors, there was one chance when he's come for the ball and he sort of flapped. He sort of got lost underneath the ball, and I was like, oh, shit, here we go, not another one. But I thought he sort of settled in. The thing I did like about him, there was times where in past recent weeks, Brentford have been trying to really play from the back, and he was like, you know what? No, we're not gonna sacrifice that. And then he's just gone sort of direct to prevent obviously getting caught on. And I thought he did okay. So I mean, overall, out of a 10 for his first game, I'll probably give him a 6.5.
Right. Don't do halves on here.
Okay.
You can say a low or a high.
Yeah. Sorry, I felt bad saying that because I didn't give out the rules, but.
Okay, I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6.
So it's like I'm not coming on here again. Victor Lindelof.
I think he did all right today. He's won quite a fair share of his headers. He won a fair share of his battles as well. To be fair, he didn't put a foot wrong today. I felt he had one of his better games. I've got to give him a 7 as well. I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going with a 7 for Lindelof.
7
steady.
for Lindelof.
Steady. He was steady today.
What's going on? What is going on? Janssen.
Yeah, look, for me, I mean, obviously, he's been sort of Mr. Brentford this season. I think he's played every single game and every minute, obviously, which is fantastic as a player. But just for me, obviously, we lack pace at the back, and I just feel like our rest defense is not the best. I mean, the chance for the first goal when Ronaldo is chested it to Fernandes, I'm thinking, for me as a defender, you can't be 10, 15 yards off a striker. If he's sort of already putting that pressure on Ronaldo, it might be harder for Ronaldo to lay a man on, to lay the ball off. So for me, for Janssen today, he was a 6 for me today.
Who got paced by Bruno, by the way, Lloyd? I can't. Was it Janssen?
No, I think it was.
Because I was thinking, how can they not catch him?
Yeah, he was trying to come back as well, and even that swap. Is it Best Somerson? He was trying to get back as well. They just couldn't get. He just put the afterburners on. Fernandes did. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Raphael Varane.
I thought he played pretty much similar as well. I think he played similar to Lindelof. He did his job. I was always looking at when he got one-on-one with one of the attackers, Ivantoni or Moore. I don't even know how to say his name, but how do you say it, Lodi?
God help us out.
Mboimo.
Do you know how to say his name? Okay. Yeah, that day.
I got it by accident.
Them two boys are lively. So for him, he done his job. I think he done really well against them in his battles. He won his battles. I'm giving him a 7 as well. I don't think he put a foot wrong either today. He defended quite well. 7.
All right. 7 for Varane. Bet Sorensen.
Yeah, he was all right. Obviously, I haven't really seen much of him. It doesn't really obviously being a defender. You don't really set the games on night, and his defending was okay. Again, first half comfortable in regards of we were structured and everything, but then second half we sort of got tore apart. We were all stretched all over the park. So again, I'll give him a 6 as well.
6. Bet Sorensen. Dallo. Still keeping Wan-Bissaka at the team?
Yeah, I'm having him today. Obviously, I've been having him for quite a while, but today was one of the better performances in terms of his pace, showing his pace there. And before, when he was first coming back in the side, like the odd game he'd get, he'd be so tired that he couldn't show his pace when he had to recover. But today you can see that he's played a lot of games and he's loving that position. He looks like natural on the ball. He can play the ball forward. He can maneuver the ball. I like that about him. And it does make us look a lot more balanced with our fullbacks as well. And I think this is the best game he's actually played in the United shirt, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I was close to, it was either him. I know he got man of the match on BT Sport. I'd give him an 8, to be fair. I'm going to give him an 8. He played really, really well, yeah. I'm giving him an 8.
An 8.
I'm giving him higher than Lindelof and Varane, that's for sure.
I know. Pinnock.
Yeah, Pinnock's been quite commanding, of late, and even today he was quite commanding. I mean, I feel for him. Obviously, he's obviously a big lad, not the most mobile, and obviously not the greatest on the ball. So some of his turnovers of passing wasn't the best tonight, I thought, but he did okay. Especially he did okay first off. I mean, from set pieces, defending corners, he's a monster at the back, and he did clear some good headers away. And again, I'll probably give him a 6 as well.
All right, 6 for Pinnock. Telles.
Right, I've just been thinking about it. I'm putting the low to a high 7. I'm using them high numbers again because he was the best of the back four. But I think if he was to cross some balls and give some assists or something, probably should get an 8 then. But Telles, I think he got a 7. Reason being, played really well again. He was compact, did what he needed to do. We're not getting that extra attacking stuff, extra attacking threat from the fullbacks yet. But I think once we get that, everything flowing, I think we're going to see more of these two playing and doing really, really well from there. And we hopefully start getting some output that, your Liverpools and your Cities have and stuff. And even the Chelseas. Them boys always rely on their fullbacks to provide a lot. And we need to start being able to do that with the kind of side that we have. So, Telles has done well. His use of the ball was good. He won his challenges again. He didn't get caught out again. Because remember, early days, he used to get that happen to him. But now he's got his games behind him. You can see his match fitness is there. And he's looking good. He played a 7 as well.
Yeah, we said it before. With all the teams in the Premier League, well, the top teams in the Premier League, they've all got fullbacks that can bomb forward, get back, and cross the ball. They're attacking threat. I mean, I think between Reece James and Ben Chilwell, they must have got about 8 to 10 goals this season, just at fullback.
Ridiculous.
Wan-Bissaka not being able to cross that ball is a hindrance on Man United at the moment. So when Dalot comes in, although he's not the best defensively, he's not the best going forward, it shows you how important it is to have an attacking fullback in your team.
Yeah, 100%.
Rosalev.
Yeah, again, average game. Didn't do much, I thought. Up and down that right side, he was tucking in a lot of the times, I thought. And again, a low for me, a low 6 in regards of the way he played today. A low 6, I'll give you.
All right. Fred got the assist again.
Yeah. He started coming to the game a lot more second half. Playing a bit more further forward. I think that's probably better for him, even though we have better players in that position. But he chipped in again with another assist. That's a few assists now in the last few games. So, if he continues doing that, he's going to stake a claim to be a strong contender to continue staying in that spot when everyone, a lot of people probably would differ. So he's done well today. Obviously, you're going to get the odd misplaced pass where you think, what are you doing? But overall, good energy that we need. And, he set the goal up. So I'm really giving him a 7. I'm not giving anything more than that. I think he deserves a 7. It's a good, solid enough performance that nothing to get upset about. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Matthias Janssen.
Yeah, I thought First half,
They
especially.
were impressed.
I'm definitely gonna go on his first half performance because obviously he came off the last 20 minutes of the game. But when you, like you say, you get in positions one-on-one with keepers, you've got to bury him. You know, you've got to put him in, especially against the top teams. And unfortunately, he didn't do that. But overall, as a first half performance for me, I'm definitely going to give him a high 7.
Yeah, I think if he scores, if he puts that away, the game totally turns on its head because Man United they were so bad in that first half that it would have sucked the life out of them.
Big time.
So yeah, it would have been a game changer. Matic.
He just came on for not too long.
It's McTominay, wasn't it? It's McTominay. It's McTominay.
Yeah.
McTominay.
So with McTominay, I was thinking, okay, let's see how he gets on today. The guy started doing some things I've never seen him doing before. I'm like, what are you doing getting on the ball dribbling? I said, when did he turn into Kaká running with the ball? I was like, what's he doing? But yeah, he did okay. But obviously, everything's telegraphed. But you know, he did his job. He won the ball. He kept the ball well, and he kept moving through the lines and then playing it simple. I know we need more in there, but he did do really well today. He grew into the game, played better and better, and just got better and better. I think he's getting a high. Yeah, somebody said it already. He's getting a high.
Hey, you two need to stop bloody copying each other. It's getting beyond the joke. Got Garth in the comment section. Fred 7, one of his better games, still misplaced. But it's exactly what Nathan said, Garth. Huh?
He just copies me.
Just copying. Just copying.
Some kind of copy machine.
Yeah, I know. I'll be having words after, Garth. Not good enough, mate. McTom had a good game. Loved his running.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
was powering that midfield. He's powering through players. I don't know what happened to him. He's added something to his game.
It was. Sorry, it's down here, isn't it? Norgard.
Yeah, for me, Norgard, I feel like he's sort of gone off the boil since the beginning of the season, especially the first quarter of the season.
Yeah, he's really good, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was quality. He was breaking up play, but he was driving the midfield. He was executing passes. And I just feel of late, I think there was a spell when he was out for a little bit. So I think whether he's just coming back trying to get that fitness again, I've just felt like he's sort of lost in that midfield. He hasn't really been bossing it. When you're obviously against top players, you've got to try and be the best you can be. But I just feel like he's just been off the pace a bit. So for today's performance, I honestly have to give him a 5 today for me.
All right, 5 for Norgard. Bruno Fernandes.
I think he got better and better as the game went on as well. Like I said, the game started opening up early on in the second half, and then he started getting more involved. You know, he set up the goal for Greenwood, and I think he was in. I can't remember who was involved now. I'm sure he was involved in the other goal as well, wasn't he? He set up the goal for Rashford as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did do a lot in the game as 2 assists. So you can't ask for much more from an attacking midfielder. He looked more lively in the second half. So I'm going to give him a 7, just because first half not really much going on, and then second half that happened. 2 assists, you can't really go wrong with a 7 there. I'm not giving too many people too much of a high score because, like I said, we didn't play that good. We just managed to switch it around second half and somehow get the win. So I'm giving him a 7 today.
Slight formation change has benefited his form a little bit.
Yeah, big time. Playing that 4-1, it's like the 4-3-3, isn't it? Basically,
yeah. It just didn't suit him before. It was like he was in between a winger and a central midfield. It was like it didn't work for him. Can't work there.
You know.
Yanlet.
Again, he's been another one who I've been really impressed with all season. But today I just felt he was again off his game. He scored that great goal the other day against Southampton, and today just everything seemed a bit rushed. And I sort of went miss. I didn't really see him in the game. I got like when you just said the name, I was even thinking to myself, was he actually even playing? He's like, it was one of them ones, But again, it's one of them games. Hopefully, it's just going to be the first of his bad games, and hopefully he can kick on. So again, for me, I'm going to have to give him a 5 as well.
5, 3, yeah, no.
Hey, Brentford did quite well first half, but then it was a drop off. It was just the opposite of what both teams, isn't it? Both teams switched. So then you are going to give lesser results. Yeah. Crazy.
Mason Greenwood.
He was quite quiet today. Didn't really have a lot happening. Obviously, trying to get things going, but nothing really was coming off for him until the opening happened and he got the tap in. He's had better games. We've seen him do more on the ball. We've seen him dribbling at people more, and his link up play. He tried to get Cristiano in a few times as well. Tried to cross a few balls in instead of getting his shot off. So that shows that he's trying to link up more with the team. But again, like I said, it's one of his more quieter games. He got the goal, but I'm giving him a 6 today. He gets a 6.
Oh, all right, on the wrong page. Canis.
Yeah, for me, I felt like he was a little schoolboy today. To be fair, he just looked like a kid out there. Everything was rushed. He was playing on that right wing side. I just didn't feel like he gave us any penetration. He didn't really get no deliveries in the box. Everything was, as soon as the ball comes to him, it sort of just like kick it away. So again, it was a poor game from him. So again, I'll have to give him a 5 as well.
5 there. Alenga.
He was similar to Greenwood. Didn't do a lot. Worked hard. Hustled and bustled. You know, he done really well for his goal. He's always on the move. Managed to get his goal. That was the opening for us. I think because he forced that to happen and it was the opening of the game, I think I'm going to give him a 7 because he really he kept going, and that's what you need in a team when you're not playing well and you're trying to make something happen. You're away from home. You need someone to have that extra energy and that he just went off and made his runs and thought, look, if someone can find me, great. If they can't, no problem. Other players in them positions of late, you've seen they've been standing still. So I'm happy with him. He got a 7. He deserves a 7.
Yeah, he had to work for that goal, didn't he? The touch and then the header onto it. It was a bit of a messy one, but it went in. That's all that matters. Ivan Toney.
Yeah, bless Ivan. You know, it's been quite tough for him in regards to his last goal. I believe was against Everton early January, and you know he hasn't really sort of fired on all cylinders that people were expecting to do. But look, that comes with the way Brentford are as a team. You know what I mean? We are where we do try and keep the ball as much as we can, and we try and break on the counter quickly. But then teams do contain us, and look, they know he's a danger, so they've been giving him that bit of extra defending. You know, I mean, I'm happy he got his goal today. I just feel like sometimes, I guess, as a striker, I've watched a bit of his body language, and I know when things aren't going his way, he sort of mopes around the pitch. So there was one pass I saw him, he played the ball out, and then I'm thinking, as a striker, you got to play that ball and then bust your gut to get into the box. But he just played the ball and sort of struggled into into the next half. And I was thinking, like, you've got to be more dynamic, and you just got even when things aren't going your way, you just got to keep going, keep grafting. But look, he does well with hold up the play. He brings players into play. He gets fouls, so he does sort of slow up the game for Brentford when we need that little breather. Yeah. So, and I'm happy that he got a goal, which is hopefully give him a bit of confidence. But I mean, overall, as a number, I have to give him a 6 for today.
6 for Ivan Toney.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's
got a lot of praise from other fans from other teams and neutrals and pundits and the newspapers alike. Was as a Brentford fan, were you expecting some more goals from him? Is that what it was?
No, you do, but again, no disrespect to Brentford as a whole, you've got to realise that we've come up to the next division, so it's always going to be harder. We haven't got the best of players like all the rest of the teams to really create chances. So for what I think is it 4 or 5 goals he's got now? It's not bad considering we're a team who are new to the Prem, you know. So I don't expect him to be firing, being up the top with Salah and that lot. No, that's not expected from him. You know what I mean? He just tries to do the best he can, and again, he does a lot of defensive work. You've got to realise. You see a lot of these other top strikers, they don't do this defensive job that he does. So that's why I feel like maybe he might have to sort of change that. But again, if that's conducive for Brentford to play that way, you've got to do it. Then if that's a strength as a team collectively, then fair enough.
Exactly.
But overall, he will get there. Look, if he ends up at the end of the season with 10 goals, I think he'll be happy with that come the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the work he does off the ball. Especially, he's a nuisance. You see some defenders, they do not want to play against Ivan Toney because he's just he lets them know they're there. Exactly. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Quiet game. Not much going on. I felt he shouldn't have come off at that time, just because I was just hoping he didn't. When I saw Maguire coming on, I thought, please just bring him on for a defender. Like, please bring him on for, I don't know, hopefully Lindelof's injured or something, you can bring him off or something. Don't take off a forward. I know he was probably thinking about last game where they were 2-0 up and then they, totally lost all balance and stuff and of the game. So, but yeah, Cristiano, man. I think I was watching his link-up play and I'm like, I know he did the chest for the goal as well to link that play that led to the goal, but overall, his kind of link-up play is just not where it needs to be these days. I don't know. It's just like he's good for goals, and that's it at the moment. Like I don't think he's got anything more in the locker left. He's good for any type of goal. He put it ball in the right area. In a better team, he's scoring plenty of goals every game, but he's at United. United can't create much for anyone, so. He's obviously feeling it. He played a 5 for me. I don't think he did more than a 5. And then I know he would have probably done better because second half it was starting to open up. And I can see when you're a striker, you notice the game starts getting stretched. And you start feeling like you're going to get chances. And then all of a sudden you look to the left and your number's up. You're like, no, why? Why are you taking me off? Like, seriously, you could have left me on of all players, man. And then
but he's just come back from an injury. He's been off for missed 2 games.
I know.
He ain't getting no younger. He may feel up in his head that he can still keep going.
I know.
Last 20 minutes could be misses out on the next game. I think he's probably right to take him off. What do you think he was saying to him though? See, I was right to take you off. See that I told you, we just scored.
He'd still be like, listen, I need to be playing, mate. I need to play at least in this game where it's just opening up. You can't take me off now, man. Why are you taking me off for 70 minutes? So I don't know, but that's what I'm hearing. He said, why did you take me off for? I could see his mouth. That's what he was saying. So,
Not happy. It's Ronaldo though, isn't it? Here we go. Mbeumo.
I thought Brian was probably I reckon he was probably the best player overall for the Brentford tonight. Yeah. You know what I mean? He had energy. His work rate was good. He was getting fouls for the team to build up, and he just tried it. You know what I mean? He tried it. He's one of them. He tried tonight. He was here, there, everywhere. So overall, for me, I have to definitely give him a high 7 for him today. Anything for him, obviously not on today's game. He didn't have no real chances, but in the collective as a previous in the Premiership this year. He's actually had a lot of chances where he needs to learn how to really be a bit more clinical. He's a bit too abrupt for me. Where he's got a nice left foot on him, but everything's rash. So I think if he gets that calmness underneath in his locker, I think he's going to be a much better complete striker.
Yeah, he's another player that people are raving about as well. Yeah, he's very dangerous.
I like the link up between the two, though. You know, when they link up between each other, it's nice to see, and the way they counter attack, man. At times, it's really good to see, and he's the main guy who seems to have that kind of extra energy and making things happen. So yeah, he was their best player.
That's one thing Brentford do get a lot of praise for. They can unearth some talent that the other clubs aren't really going for, are they?
Yeah, it's a scouting process. The way they've trained, the way obviously they took away the academy, and then obviously they've gone with this B team structure where they look for players between the age of 16 to 19 from obviously other top clubs, and they look to nurture them for 12 to 18 months. They'll either unearth them from the B team into the A team, and obviously if not, they just look to maybe sort of put them on loan elsewhere and then make their money that way. And it's a great philosophy, great process of how they've done it, and it's been proof. It's been proof in the pudding at the moment, because you look at the players like the Ollie Watkins of this world who've come through, Bahama who went West Ham. You know what I mean? Maupay as well. You know, a lot of them. So Tarkowski at Burnley. So they've done well to get these players young. Yeah. Obviously energetic, who want to learn and who want to win, and obviously sell them on for big money. So fair play to them.
Yeah. Was there much flack or much pushback when they did get rid of the academy? Because obviously that's quite a drastic thing.
Yeah, massive. It was obviously because it was, for me, from when I heard about it, there was, with the academy at the time, there was a lot of local boys around the area, the likes of the Brentfords, the Twickenhams, like young boys who were hoping to have through the academies, through YT and etc. or scholars, and all of a sudden it's taken away from them. So the area as a community, I believe, wasn't as sort of endeared to the idea of taking that away from the younger players around the area. But overall, when you look at the long-term gain, it's probably been a bit more fruitful, because at the end of the day, I think for when it had the academy, I think only maybe 1 or 2 players had actually progressed into the first team.
Yeah.
So from a club's perspective, they're thinking, then the whole point of us as an academy is to try and bring players through. If players aren't coming through, what's the next plan to make sure that we've got players coming through? And with what they've done with this B team, it sells it for itself. I mean, so many players have actually come from the B team onto the first team, so it seems to have worked.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Who we got next? Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, he came on, got his goal. I think after that, I was falling asleep trying to watch. But yeah, he's come on and he's got his goal. Hopefully, that will give him some confidence to start playing a lot better. I noticed he started running with a bit more intensity straight after the goal. You get that little bit of a bump once you got a goal. You think you can do everything, and go sprinting after everyone. And I'm just happy for him to get his goal and get back on the score sheet and get a smile on his face, because we know what he can be like when he's at his best and when he's playing. I know he's one of them players where you either get in, like I said, a panel beater one day or a world beater the next. So, hopefully, he's gonna go back to that world beater that we've seen, and this is just a step in the right direction. I'm giving him a 6. I don't think he deserves anything more. Obviously, you come on with a 5, you score a goal, you get in a 6. Didn't really have time to do much more. Giving him a 6.
What did they start off on Champ Manager? People
5,
in the comment section, you can help me. What did they start off on Champ Manager? Because I just feel that Nathan's always harsh with his starts on 5. You start people on 5.
Yeah,
start people on 5. That's below average.
Start on halfway.
Nah.
Now, average is when you get a 6, and then 7 is good, 8 is very good, 9 is superb, and obviously 10 is excellent. So,
someone in the comment section, you're gonna have to tell me what they start off with Chat Manager, because I don't think it is. I didn't see the subs you brought on. Let's go to Thomas Frank. How do you think he got on tonight, Lloyd?
Yeah, look, I guess his team talk at the beginning of the game would have been, you know what, boys, we've had a bad run of late. Let's go out there and put a performance, and I believe that's what they did in the first half. And I think I'm guessing his second half speech would have been continue what you're doing, but for some reason it seems sort of we took the foot off the gas a bit, and then we weren't really doing the same what we were doing in the first half. Is that because of tired legs and obviously not? We've had a lot of games in recent weeks, so that could have been an account. But I just didn't really think that they didn't really drive that second half. And look, overall as a gaffer, he's been fantastic for the club. You know what I mean? He's a real man manager. He loves the fans, he loves the clubs, and he loves his boys. And you can see that with the way he is on the sideline. He's very passionate. He's directing the boys as well, and giving them always encouragement. So overall as a gaffer, he's been good, and I just hope he can continue over the next few games, that we can start getting some points back on the table.
He's a name that when a job vacancy comes up, his name's going to start popping around. Is that going to worry the Brentford fans?
I don't think. No disrespect to him as a manager, I don't really think it will. To be fair, when you say jobs coming up, you look at if you look at the teams. Obviously, other clubs, the top teams already got their managers set in stone. But then you look at the likes of like the Evertons. Obviously, Benitez has just gone. Is Thomas Frank that kind of guy to go there? No, I don't think he's. I think he's a kind of manager because he's never really played himself. He came in as director of football. He's not really had that real pen. He's done well to get us to the Premiership, but I don't think he has that extra level to go to another big club just yet. Mm-hmm. If he establishes himself at Brentford if he stays for the next couple of years, and then Brentford are a mid-table team, then fair enough. But now, I don't think, no disrespect to him, I don't think no other higher team above Brentford would say, oh yeah, let's go and get Thomas Frank. That's my personal opinion.
All right. I don't even want to do Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire, Nathan.
No, he came on and he came on, and I think I was just watching to see what he done. He headed the ball straight to their attackers, and they nearly scored. And then I think he tried to clear a ball when there was no one near him. I was just thinking, what's going on here? Like, what's happening, lad? Like, he just came on. I'm not going to give him less than a 5. I'll give him a 5. Nothing came of it, so I'm going to give him a bly on that. I'll give him a 5.
All right.
But he needs to pick up. He needs to pick up.
Ralph Ragnick.
I didn't like the fact that we did go to a 5 at the back, but we got an extra goal and it worked out all right. So I can't really give him bad marks for that. First half, I was upset and I was thinking, I actually said to my boy, I go, listen, Ragnick out. I said Ragnick out. Like, this is the same team that's flipping when Ollie was here. What's the point? Like, what's the point? Not like you've not.
I mean, I don't know where you're going to find any players from. There's not many more players to pick from.
Yeah, but you're playing Fred McTominay every game, like no matter what. Like,
what's the alternative?
You've got Bruno. I mean, you
don't say Donny.
Van der Beek. Like
we all know that Donny Van der Beek's there,
sitting on the sideline, going, "I ain't ever playing," and it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Mm-hmm. And that's what hurts when you see them kind of performances, and we're not got a foothold in the game. And you see Fred McTominay sitting in the middle and Donny sitting on the side. So that's the only thing that really, gets on my nerves. But apart from that, he's done all right. He's brought in Tellez. He's brought in Delort. He's taken out Maguire. So that's fine. I'm happy with, he's trying different things. So it's not completely the same. But like I say, is that one glaring thing that I think every good manager should be able to see. But look, he's done okay. We've won the game in the end. I'm going to have to give him a 7 in the end. I'm giving him a 7. Right. He was on for a 4, but I'm giving him a 7.
Absolute turnaround. By the way, what's it say? They start on 6 on Football Manager, but I would start on 5 as well. This is a bromance over here. What is going on? Of course he's going to go 5. You pick 5. You never come on the show again, Garth. That's it. Bad. All right.
I'm just going to be different from him on purpose from now
on. Before we go, Lloyd, what's your expectations for the season? What would be a good season for you?
Look, a good season is if we end up just above the relegation and you say that bottom 3 go down and we stay up, then happy days. But I think the way we're going now, I still feel like we're looking to aim to be in the top 12. Yep. I reckon if Brentford say they get in the top 12, it's a very successful season. But overall, if we stay up, it's just it's an absolute dream come true. No one really expected a Brentford team. No superstars, not big name players, not big wages, and then for them to survive and obviously do a few upsets that they've done this season, that's a massive season for Brentford as a whole, as a club, and for me as a major fan and obviously ex-player as well. So if we can stay up, we've done the job for this year, and then hopefully progress from next year. Start getting some obviously more players in, more quality players. Will feel like Brentford they've got a great philosophy going forward, that they want to be ambitious, and obviously we can get a few more experienced players in there, and I think we'll be in a good stead.
How do they make sure they keep that philosophy and stay in the Premier League? Because you've seen teams before where they may have players that squads that other teams don't really know their players. In the second season, they say they get found out. How do Brentford make sure that doesn't happen to them?
I mean, with them, they when they say about the philosophy, I'm talking. It comes from the recruitment. To be fair, when I say that, in regards of Brentford, they do their due diligence on players. I'm talking. They're talking
big time.
12 to 18 months before they even think about bringing players in.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They don't just look at a player 2 months and think, oh, that kid's doing well for this club. They do proper background on these players, and which when I went to see him when I was back a couple of years ago and I saw how they did it, I thought, that was brilliant. They really look at players. So again, they'll look at a player who's like a 19-year-old and think like, let's look at him now for his development. By the time he gets to 2021, he can be ready to come in straight into our first team. So they'll look at their statistics, their ratios, their fitness levels, everything, and then their attitude. And also the main big thing for Brentford is the player. What are they like as a player in regards of respectability?
Yeah.
Are they humble?
Yeah, that's good.
Have they got respect for their ex-teammates or whatever? And they bring them kind of players into a team. And like I said, the bond they've all got there collectively as a club it was a treasure to see. And every single one of them gets a long way. You go to certain clubs, no disrespect, you have little clicks here and there, which is expectable. But at Brentford, when I went as well, and when I speak to players now and coaches there now, non-existent. It's not like that.
Yeah.
But that's how they look at bringing players. And I think if you keep that synergy together and you don't disrupt too much. And again, that's one thing I look at Brentford. They haven't disrupted the team over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Important, obviously, you've got to bring in some players here, there, everywhere. But they haven't really disrupted the team so much, and I think that's kept the team they've got that togetherness, and I feel like if we can continue doing that for the next couple of years, we could be a sustainable team in the Premiership.
Yeah. Just want to add to that quickly because I brought a player down there, and actually we went in to meet the guys down there. Unfortunately, it was the guy that passed away.
Rob. So
we met him, and but he went through the presentation of how they do things and the recruitment and everything. It's like they've got proper specific size of the player, height of the player, size of the player, what type of player we want for this position, what type of player we need for this position. It's all perfection, detailed down to the core. And it's really, really nice to see like the way they've done things. And like I said, it's working because they've got players, they've brought them in, they've done well, they've moved on for millions. And then they've got another few people coming in straight after that. So it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. Few ex-Arsenal players down there as well. Josh De Silva. Couple of others. I know that they was looking at Florent Balogun a couple of seasons ago. So they definitely know their players. They definitely do. All right. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Lloyd.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. The comment section. Of course, how rude of me. Anthony, Garth in there. Who else we got in there? And Russ we got in there as well. Russ says, yes, Lloyd, remember when you was at Slough back in the day, mate.
Hey, Russ, how are you, pal? Thank you. Cheers, well, Slough.
All right.
Those were the days.
And thank you, of course, my co-host. Thanks for joining us tonight, Nathan.
Thanks a lot. It's been good.
All
Thanks,
right.
Lloyd, for coming on.
Take care.
It's been great.
Thank you, boys.
And as I always say, hit that like, hit that subscribe to KS1 TV. If you are watching on Twitter, make sure you come over and join the chat next time. If you are watching on Facebook, make sure you change your settings so we can see who you are and join the chat as well. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.